Hello and welcome back to Library Connect, or welcome to Library Connection. I'm Mandy Cantrell, Youth Services Director at the B.B. Comer Memorial Library here in Sylacauga. Before I get started with the program, I want to thank Robert and TV47 for all they do to help us put on this program so you can know things that are going on that connect to the library. And today, I'm really excited. Of course, you know, we're in the middle of summer reading, which is our children's programs during the summer. And one of our performer who's here for today is joining me. This is Kit Killingsworth. Thank you so much for being here.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
Good. She is the bubble lady. And I can't tell you how many little children and their moms say, we want to be sure and come see those bubbles. We want to be sure and come see those when to your program on Monday. So
everybody loves bubbles. Any age group is perfect for bubbles.
You are
Preschool
so right.
up through adults.
My husband actually wanted me to ask you what's the best solution to make, and what do you have any secret ingredients? So we'll share that.
I do, yes.
We'll share that, Loa. How fun. Well, Kit Killingsworth is joining us today, and she is from Chelsea, Alabama, so driven down for the program. And tell me about yourself before we get into the bubbles, really.
Well, I've been a kids entertainer for about 19 years now. It's been a long time.
Wow.
I love every aspect of my life has to do with children's entertaining. I also do, I started out doing balloon animals, and balloon animals snowballed into birthday parties and corporate events, and then I added face painting, and I would enjoy taking my daughter to go see other summer reading performers.
Yeah.
And I thought, I've got to get into this. But there are already other balloon people who do balloon shows, and there's other people who do face painting shows. So I thought, what's something I've never seen before? And it was bubbles. I've always liked bubbles. I remember as a child blowing bubbles with my parents, and they making giant bubble machines.
Oh,
and we
everybody
always
loves
had,
them.
they do. We always had the best bubbles in the block. So I thought, maybe I'll research this and get into doing a show.
Oh, how
and
fun.
it's kind of snowballed, yeah.
How fun. Now you have two children.
I do, yes. I have a 10-year-old daughter, and then our sweet surprise baby Andy was born last July.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Now I know you enjoy doing with it. Maybe you get to go home with her and practice a little bit.
Yes, she's training to be my assistant, and the next couple of summers she'll start going on the road with me and being in shows.
Awesome. How fun. How fun. Now you do bubbles, but you do other things too. You have a business, right? Bubble and Squeak?
It's called Bubble and Squeak. And I go to a lot of birthday parties and corporate events doing different kinds of entertaining. We do balloon animals, face painting, storytelling, bubble shows, outside, giant bubbles. Sometimes people hire me just to come outside and make 20-foot bubbles outside their event.
Wow. Yeah, that's neat. Now I have to ask, I understand birthday parties and things, corporate events?
Yeah,
really?
So like a company will have like a family picnic day for all their employees, and I'll come and do balloon animals or face painting for the kids, or special events like that.
That is so fun. That's so fun. I know you enjoy it.
I do. It's the best job in the world. I get to go to so many parties.
That's what you just party all the time.
Yes.
And you don't just do it during the summer.
Right.
It's
all year long.
Oh my goodness.
And during the school year, I go to a lot of schools and churches and daycares. And then summers is filled up with summer reading. I'm doing 51 bubble shows this summer when I'm all said and done.
Oh my goodness,
yes.
51. Now it's I'm going to find out in a little while, and I've seen your programs before. They are so good. That's why we want you back.
Oh, thank you.
But it's hard to imagine 50 minutes, 45, 50 minutes, an hour of bubbles. But you do amazing things. You can make bubbles out of anything in your house. Is what I think.
It's true. You can.
It's so fun, and we're looking so forward to that program today. That's going to be a lot of fun. Now, you said your company, Bubble and Squeak, is it just you, or do you have helpers?
It's mostly me. I'm a sole proprietor, but I do hire in outside contractors. So if I have an event where I need like 6 or 8 artists, whether it be balloon twisters or face painters or whatever, I can contract in other people.
Oh, okay, good. And I thought about, you mentioned parties for families or for companies, fairs, festivals and things.
Absolutely, yes.
Yeah, I guess what we do at the library is just a show. People come to us in the auditorium. We have a big show, but then you also do the walk around festival. That would be fun too. Yeah.
I love to be a roving artist, is what it's called, so that people kind of stumble upon something fun in the middle of their fair or festival.
Yeah, well,
that's one of my favorite things to do. Although sometimes once you get started, someone stops you to see, it's hard to move again because you gather a crowd.
I'm sure you do.
Yes.
I know that's true. Well, and those keep you very busy, not only
Yes,
during the summer.
very busy.
That's great. How do you work that around your children's schedule, your family? I know it just works.
Well, thankfully, I have a mother who is obsessed with her grandchildren.
Oh,
and is so excited to come at the drop of a hat. I'm like, I'm going to go get the car washed. She's like, well, do you need me to come watch the children?
Oh. That is great.
Yeah.
That's great. How fun.
Yeah.
How fun, yeah. Well, let's see. Bubbles, face painting, and balloon art.
Mm-hmm.
How did you learn? I mean, bubbles, I guess, I know how to blow bubbles. So
Right,
you have
yeah.
to do a lot of say for the other.
Yeah.
Face painting. Everybody can't I can't do face painting. I'm not an artist at all. How did you learn to
Well,
do it?
it's funny. When I started doing balloon animals, that was back before the days of YouTube. So I was in college at the time, went to Auburn University. I went to the library and I found a book on balloon animals
wow.
and taught myself.
How neat.
Yeah, and then by the time I added the face paint, YouTube was really rolling and there was lots of tutorials you can go on and watch. And just even watching those, you can hook up with people online who can mentor you and steer you towards the best products, the way they learn, tips and tricks. And it really, that's how things are done now.
That is great. And you know what I found? All the performers we have, y'all all are, not all of you, I know, but the ones who are in close proximity, I guess, y'all are all friends.
Yes.
And you share ideas, and that is wonderful.
Yeah.
We appreciate that.
Yeah.
Because I know somebody, if actually, that's how I heard about you. Somebody said, have you had the bubble lady yet? I was like, no, but tell me about her.
Yeah.
So y'all promote each other.
We do,
And
yeah.
that is such a wonderful family to be a part of.
Your best allies and your best networking connections are other performers. There's plenty of work for everybody.
That's true.
And the better performance that everyone puts on, the better reputation children's performers have.
Right. Do y'all ever get to see each other?
Well, we definitely meet up at the showcases.
Yes.
We'll have a showcase where the librarians come and can see little bits of people's show, meet the performer, learn more about their program in a setting where the performer's attention is not focused on the children. You can have a conversation about the work.
That is so nice.
The performers, we take that time to network with each other as well, and we'll go out to dinner afterwards and say who's great and tips for where you go and who you should contact, and this person's looking for a bubble show. A lot of the work I get that I don't get from showcases, it's from other performers referring me.
Oh, wow. That is great. That is so nice that y'all work together like that. We do that too as librarians.
Yes.
That's really great. We're going to pause for a commercial break and we'll be right back and talk some more with Kit.
Hot under the collar because your basement is full of water? Call a local company you can trust. Ox Foundation Solutions. We use the most advanced water management system to stop water from invading your basement for good. Things feeling a little uneven at home? Ox Foundation Solutions will fix your uneven concrete sidewalk, driveway, or basement in no time. Ox Foundation Solutions has the best plan to keep your home safe. If you are experiencing any issues with your sidewalks, basement, crawl space, or foundation, get a free estimate from Ox Foundations.
Coosa Valley Medical Center, one of the top 10 hospitals in Alabama, is also Silicaga's largest employer. Services from the emergency room, to surgery, to cancer treatment, to post-stroke care. You won't believe what's right in your backyard. It's Coosa Valley Medical Center in Silicaga. So, if you're sick in Alabama, choose one of the top 10 hospitals in Alabama. That is Coosa Valley Medical Center.
Marble City Pharmacy in Silicaga is your destination for the highest quality health care. Our knowledgeable pharmacists are always available for questions about your medications or advice on taking over-the-counter products and supplements. Our friendly staff can assist you in choosing from our full lines of compression hose and medical equipment. And don't forget our gift department. We have a great selection of unique gifts for every occasion. Stop by and see us today. Marble City Pharmacy, here for life.
Hello and welcome back to Library Connection. I'm talking with Kit Killingsworth, who is the bubble lady from Chelsea. She's doing our program at the library today. And since this is being taped just a few minutes before the program, I want you to see a few of the fun things she does.
Absolutely. Well, I love to show the kids that bubbles are something you can do at home. Almost everything in my show is something you can do with what you've got at your house. Right. Or with, this is a bubble wand I got from, I think I got it on Walmart.com for a couple of dollars. But as big as this bubble film is, it makes giant bubbles.
Oh, fun.
I mean, and every kid loves bubbles
Yes.
this age. So, I mean, just something as simple as that is magical. Bubbles almost look like magic sometimes.
They do.
And then we've got, we demonstrate some science concepts.
Good.
So we learn about the geometry and the shapes of bubbles. And we go on the quest to make a square-shaped bubble.
Okay.
So I'm going to show you. Got this little bubble frame here.
There it is.
And you've got a square-shaped
cool. I
bubble.
told somebody a square bubble. They looked at me funny. I said, "You gotta come and see it." That
Well,
is
not
neat.
only is this a square bubble, it's a square bubble on a trampoline.
Oh, how cool! How fun. And the kids just love it.
And then we talk about it's being held in this shape. When we let it out, it turns back into a sphere shape, right?
Wow, and the smoke. Not really smoke.
The
but
fog bubbles are great. It's like a little tiny fog machine.
Oh,
It uses
okay.
a vegetable-based glycerin, and I don't know if you can smell it. It's cotton candy flavored.
Oh, wow. Get a little
one,
closer.
one of the show favorites is always the bubble glasses.
Yes. Oh, yes. I love. And there's always a child that gets to wear those.
Yeah. And you know, I always say, I'm sorry to say they don't work very good. I can't see you at all.
Right.
It's probably because they were on sale. They were half off.
Oh, how funny.
Oh, good.
There it is. Cotton candy.
Cotton candy
How neat.
flavor. Yeah.
I love the way you involve the children in your programs too.
Audience
That is fun.
participation is so important, I feel like, and it also empowers them to go home and explore.
Yes.
Yeah. This is something that they can make at home, and this is just literally stuff I had laying around my house. I cut the bottom of this bottle off, and I put a little bit of wash rag on it and held on with a rubber band. And it makes thousands of teeny tiny bubbles all stuck together to make a giant bubble foam.
Okay. Oh, neat.
And there's a lot of fun applications for this.
Wow.
You can make bubble hairdos.
Oh.
You can. A bubble beard and mustache is always
Yes.
fun, but my favorite is an Alabama snowstorm.
And there it is. Oh, that is so fun.
You know, it's hot outside. You can make a little snow inside in the summer.
Yes. Yeah. Well, I can tell you that the children just absolutely love it. They love seeing their friends. They love to participate, seeing their friends, and just seeing how cool. And I do like this something you can do.
Yes. Yeah.
And you share your recipe with how
I
to make
absolutely
it.
do,
So,
yes.
yeah.
Every kid who comes to the show can go home with a copy of it's called the Mission Report. It's a little handout.
Right, yes.
It's got a really excellent bubble recipe that they can make at home.
Yeah.
And some of my top secret bubble making tips are on there.
Okay.
All the ingredients are things that you can find either at Walmart or Hobby Lobby.
Right. Or at your
yeah.
home.
Yeah, at your
Washcloths
house.
and-
Yeah, uh-huh.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Now, I know there's a lot of science concepts in this.
Absolutely.
Did you have to research this, or?
I did a lot of research. I read a lot of books. A very interesting science curriculum, I think for 6th graders, called Bubbleology is probably where I got the most
Oh, my. Okay.
knowledge from. And also there's a great network of bubble performers out there. Bubble shows are a lot more prevalent in the UK. So there's a lot of UK bubblers that are happy to share their knowledge. And as always, one of the people I look up to is Mr. Tom Noddy. He's been doing bubbles since the 70s. He was on the Gong Show doing bubbles.
Wow, I haven't thought about the Gong Show in a long
Yes.
time. Wow.
And he's very busy on Facebook, and he's always happy to talk to an up-and-coming bubble performer. So he's happy to give tips, and it's really fun. There's even a bubble getaway that's being planned for some of the bubble performers, and it's called Bubbles at the Beach.
Oh, and you'd have to go to the beach.
Absolutely, yes.
Oh, how fun. And just sharing that knowledge so you can learn so much more. I mean, I've always thought if you want to learn how to do something, find someone who does it.
Yes, absolutely.
So that's neat.
Yes.
But the science concepts, so you can go to a school
Right.
and teach some of the science. What are some of the concepts?
So it's a lot about surface tension. Also, what's very interesting about bubbles is the surface of bubbles, while a bubble is clear, the surface is iridescent.
Okay.
So you can see every color of the rainbow on bubbles.
okay.
And one of the most interesting things I think about bubbles is if you're doing bubbles in the sunlight, their shadows are not black. They are rainbow colored
Oh,
in a very bright, sunshiny day. So
fun.
kids can learn about the way light refracts into rainbows. Also, we do a lot about geometry, the shape of a bubble, the spheres, and then making the cube-shaped bubble, and how when we let it out, it goes back to being a sphere. Lots of science concepts.
And fun to learn science, not in a classroom. I
Right.
mean, just having fun.
Yes, and we definitely, I'm a jokester at heart, so my show is Star Trek themed, so it's a little bit science, a little bit science fiction.
Oh,
it's
good,
called
good.
Bubbles in Space, and the kids are helping me prep my spaceship to fly off to go do bubbles in space. And we've also had a little bit of a tribble infestation for those of us who remember tribbles from the original Star Trek series.
Yes.
They're all over my spaceship, and the kids have got to help me find them all.
How fun, how fun. So this is all ages too. It's not
Absolutely.
just like a preschool or older, because the older kids really would get some of the Star Trek humor. I guess if their parents like Star Trek, they would kind of understand.
There's definitely comedy and also the science concepts for the older ones. But also bubbles, they look like magic. They're science, but they look like magic. So I really think they're attractive for every age.
That is neat. And one thing I like too, I've heard kids say, well, I'm going to go home and try that. You know, you show them how to do it at home. A fly swatter and all kinds of different things. And you put a child in a bubble too.
That's always the grand finale. I put a child inside of a bubble.
Wow, that's neat. Now, if they wanted to get in touch with you, how could someone get in touch with you?
You can visit my new website, alabamabubbles.com. There's pictures of the show, information about the show, booking information, and how you can get in touch with me.
That is neat. All right. We're going to pause for a commercial break, and we'll be right back and talk some more with Kit.
Hot under the collar because your basement is full of water? Call a local company you can trust. Ox Foundation Solutions. We use the most advanced water management system to stop water from invading your basement for good. Things feeling a little uneven at home? Ox Foundation Solutions will fix your uneven concrete sidewalk, driveway, or basement in no time. Ox Foundation Solutions has the best plan to keep your home safe. If you are experiencing any issues with your sidewalks, basement, crawl space, or foundation, get a free estimate from Ox Foundations.
Coosa Valley Medical Center, one of the top 10 hospitals in Alabama, is also Sylacauga's largest employer. Services from the emergency room to surgery to cancer treatment to post-stroke care. You won't believe what's right in your backyard. It's Coosa Valley Medical Center in Sylacauga. So, if you're sick in Alabama, choose one of the top 10 hospitals in Alabama. That is Coosa Valley Medical Center.
Marble City Pharmacy in Sylacauga is your destination for the highest quality health care. Our knowledgeable pharmacists are always available for questions about your medications or advice on taking over-the-counter products and supplements. Our friendly staff can assist you in choosing from our full lines of compression hose and medical equipment. And don't forget our gift department. We have a great selection of unique gifts for every occasion. Stop by and see us today. Marble City Pharmacy, here for life.
Hello and welcome back to Library Connection. I'm talking with Kit Killingsworth, who is the Bubble Lady. Miss Kit's Bubble School or the Bubble Lady, whatever we want to call you, right?
Bubble Lady works, yes.
The Bubble Lady works. Now, I know our theme this summer is a universe of stories.
Yes.
And we have a different theme every year, and you don't do exactly the same program.
Right.
You do, excuse me, some of the same concepts, but how do you come up with a different theme when you're limited to bubbles, I guess?
Right. Well, I typically take the theme and I start with the set. The set kind of is what inspires me.
Right.
So with Bubbles in Space and my nerdy history, my family and I are bona fide nerds.
It's okay.
My first thought was Star Trek, and it just evolved from there.
Yeah.
So my set looks like a spaceship, and the screen says Bubbles in Space. And then I started to work from what could we do that's fun with Bubbles in Star Trek. So of course you've got aliens and tribbles, and we've got to pack all of our space equipment to go.
All right.
Our soundtrack is themed to space.
Oh, fun.
But with every summer reading program, I've been able to find something I can relate. Like last year was the rock, Libraries Rock. It was a music thing. So I went 1950s rock and roll diner style.
I remember that was so fun.
With my jukebox and I'm trying to think what was previous. I've done the Bubble Kitchen.
Okay.
With all 0-calorie recipes.
Yes. Oh, wow,
Yes.
fun. The chemistry,
yes.
Yeah.
And then we've done the Bubble Treehouse for Build a Better World.
Yes.
And we had DIY machine building in there.
Wow.
So I taught the kids how to build an Airzuka, and then we had our world famous, an Airzuka.
What is that?
It's basically, You make a cup. You can make it any size.
Okay.
Start with a cup, and then you tie a balloon on the back. And then when you pull the balloon back,
Yes.
it sucks the air, and you let it go, and it shoots a puff of air.
Oh,
Excellent for popping bubbles.
okay. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I said air zuka. I didn't know that was what it was
yeah.
called down there.
And we also did the world famous toilet paper cannon.
Yes.
For that show, where we have a leaf blower with toilet paper on the end that just covers the children in toilet paper. That was
how fun.
a wonderful hit.
Well, that is, I'm sure some themes are easier. As
Yes.
with every performer, some are easy. Even with us at the library, I'm like, okay, what are we going to do with this thing?
Right.
But we always come up with something. Lots of ideas. Pinterest for me.
Yes.
Thank
Oh,
you,
Pinterest.
Yeah, so much fun. Well, so this year it's the Universe of Stories in the
Yes.
Star Trek theme. I love your little
Thank
badge
you.
there. That's great. What about plans for the future with your show or what different things going on?
I've got a new project I'm working on, which
Okay.
is going to be around the December season. I am really good friends with Mrs. Claus.
Oh,
So I'm going to be accompanying her on a small tour of libraries throughout the end of November and December. And she'll be doing a storytelling show in Mrs. Claus's kitchen.
Yeah.
And she'll be using some bubbles, which I've been training her on, a few magic tricks and storytelling.
Oh, how fun! How fun! It's nice to have a Christmas show.
It is,
too.
yeah. And then next summer is the fairy tales theme.
Yes.
So I'm thinking we're going to be fairy godmother in training.
Oh.
And be working on all sorts of fairy godmother bubble things.
How cute! Yeah, that bibbity bobbity boo comes to
Right,
mind with
exactly.
the bubbles and all of that. How fun!
Yeah.
How fun! That is great. Now you said you had some facts about bubbles you could
I
share
do.
with us.
I
I'm going to
do.
learn them today too, I guess. Someday.
Yes. So I issue the children a bubble challenge.
Okay.
So my record for the longest bubble that I've made is about 22 feet, about the size of a school bus. It was a very
Wow.
large bubble, yeah. And conditions have to be pretty perfect for you to get a bubble that big. I use a tri-string wand with two 12-foot fishing rods. And it needs to be a humid day with very little wind, because a little gust of wind will pop your bubble. And the longest I've been able to do is about 22 feet.
Oh my goodness.
I issue the challenge to the children, see if you can beat my bubble.
Yes.
And then if they can beat my bubble, I want to see if they can beat the world record bubble, which is 105 feet. It's a very
How?
large bubble. I've seen pictures. Now, I'm guessing there have been larger bubbles than that, but that's probably the largest one that there's been a Guinness person there to record.
Right. A recorded one.
Right.
My goodness, I can imagine. I couldn't run that far. I mean,
Well, I think you have to have a gentle breeze, so you can just hold it up, and then the breeze takes it out.
okay.
Yeah.
Wow, there's a lot to that.
There is. There's definitely a science, and there's even when I talk with the UK performers about their best bubble recipes,
Right.
I have to adjust for the climate we have here. Because it's
would
so
never
humid and hot, I have to adjust for the stickiness outside. But our climate in Alabama is great for bubbles with how humid it is.
Good. Well, there's one good thing
Yes.
that comes from the
From all the
humidity.
stickiness.
From all the stickiness, yes. So it's during the summertime, it's perfect time to make bubbles.
Absolutely,
like this. How
absolutely.
fun.
And I feel like right after it rains and you have that nasty, sticky Alabama
Muggy.
humid,
Yes.
makes beautiful bubbles.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, fun. I know after this show, a lot of kids will be going home. In fact, we bought some little bubbles
Oh,
for
excellent.
for our summer reading prizes. Some of
Yes,
the little ones. So
excellent.
I thought about that. I was in the store and thought I'm going to get those because I know they're going to want to do that. So.
Oh, they immediately are interested and ready to go make bubbles on their own.
Yes. Well, I'll tell you, it is just so much fun watching your show, watching how you've made the theme fit the things that you're doing. Some of the things you do, like the square bubble, we see every time, but it's always a little bit different.
Right,
A little
yes.
bit different,
Yeah. There's some of those concepts that they just look like such a cool thing that we have to work it in every time.
And
you can't leave out the putting the child inside of a bubble.
No, that's what
the
they want to
coveted
see.
position. They all want to get inside a bubble.
They do. That is so much fun. Now, you have a lot of work getting your costume and the backdrop. Do you make all of that? Or?
Well, this is the first year I haven't hand sewn my backdrop.
Oh, wow.
The past few years I've hand sewn with my mother, and I get on the floor, spread it out on the floor in our living room and sew. This year I've sketched it out, and then my husband designed it in Photoshop, and he even added his own little touches in. It looks like the bridge of the Starship Enterprise, but on the
wait.
panel he put a little section of the video game Asteroid on it. He had to add that in there. And so I'll get dads to be like, yeah, you've got Asteroid. And then we send it off to get printed.
Oh, that's neat.
Yeah.
There's so much more that goes into a summer reading. I know you don't, you're already thinking about next summer.
Yes, absolutely.
And it's just July of
Yes.
2019. Booking
Yeah.
shows for 2020, and I mean, getting ready to do all
Absolutely. Yeah, my
that.
calendar's about half full for 2020 already.
Oh my goodness, that
Yeah.
is something. And I like that you do. Bubbles are different. I mean,
Yes.
magic. I like to have some magic, some music, some theater, some puppets, and some bubbles or balloons or things like that. So it's always nice to
Yeah.
have.
Yeah, it's a good place to be, being the only bubble person in the Southeast right now.
Yeah. Oh,
I
that's
need some help.
Oh, well, how far do you travel? Or it depends?
I do like the Tennessee, Alabama, Georgia, Florida,
Okay.
Mississippi.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
That's a long way.
I mostly stay in Alabama just because I don't like to drag the kids too far or be too far
sure.
for that from
Yes,
them.
yeah.
But I've definitely hit all 5 states.
That's great.
And I'm hoping I can finish organizing a Dallas tour for the end of next summer.
Oh, that would be fun. That'd be great. Great to go visit and then have some
Yes,
fun
yes.
and entertain a
Yeah.
lot of children out there. That is
Yeah.
great. I know. And I can't imagine how much bubble solution, baking soda, cornstarch, water, Dawn, and glycerin.
Glycerin,
That's the top
yes.
secret ingredient.
So glycerin is a skin protectant. You can find it in Walmart next to the aloe vera.
Okay. Oh, okay.
And my #1 bubble tip is let your bubble solution sit overnight before you use it. If you use it right away, there's not been enough time for those bonds to form and your bubbles to be very sticky. So as long as you keep your bubble solution at room temperature, the older it is, the better it is. I make my summer bubble solution usually at the end of April, and I use it all the way through November when I go on bubble vacation.
Oh my goodness.
Now I have to add bubble solution to that because I leave a lot of it on the heads of the children. And,
Yeah. Yes, yes.
but the same one all summer long.
Wow. Bubble vacation.
Yes. So I
You gotta ask.
Yeah, well, I really don't do bubble shows like
Yeah.
November through February.
Sure.
It's kind of a slow time for educational shows and that kind
Sure,
of thing. And we
yeah.
switch over to holiday entertaining.
Gosh, that is great. Well, this is just awesome. I cannot wait to see your show.
Oh, I'm so
I can't
glad to
wait
bring
see
it.
Your show. You want to show us one more thing? Maybe the glasses.
Oh,
again?
yes,
Before
the
we go.
glasses
I'm
are
sorry, I
always
realize that
lovely.
we've moved everything.
That's fine.
Maybe we can move it. Yeah, there we go. Oh, how fun. How neat. That's one of my favorites, the glasses.
Oh,
I
it's my
just think
favorite
they're
as well.
cool. And the beard and everything you put on the kids, that is awesome, awesome.
A whole bubble outfit.
Oh, gosh, thank you again, Kit, for being here.
Well,
I
thank you so
appreciate
much for having me.
When I asked her to come, I thought, I know she's going to have to come early, and now we've got to go back to the library and get everything set up. But thank you so much for coming. And if you want to get in touch with Kit for birthday parties, schools, events, it is alabamabubbles.com.
That's right.
This is a new one, but your other
Yes.
website or your Facebook page, things like that, is it a
Yes,
Facebook
it all goes
page?
to the same place.
It is very easy to navigate to get in touch with her, to get her email, or just give me a call. But thank you so much for joining us on Library Connection. Thank you, Kit, for
Absolutely.
being here. And I hope to see you at the library.